Hi everyone, I'm going to review some non-candy food items. Today I'll be having my very first taste of Caperberries. I found these at Big Lots for $1.50. And I recently had some capers at a restaurant and they were really salty. I love pickles and pickled foods and fermented items, but these particular capers must have been low quality, and I'm sure there's a big range of capers, and the caper connoisseurs out there, I'm certain, are privy to a really overwhelming range of tastes, textures, and flavors. But for me, as a casual caper eater, I never really buy them. I wasn't really aware of Caperberries, but here we are, Caperberries. I peeked into them and was surprised a couple of times, so I'm sure we're going to run into some surprises as we go. And then afterwards I'm going to review some pickles. Okay. Caperberries. Packaging notes. Fine looking package. Utilitarian. Good looking red cap. And it's comprised only of caperberries, water, vinegar, and salt. Okay. Right. Okay. The dog, he's heard something outside. But given that we've come this far, we don't want to start over. Alright, so individually they look like grapes, green grapes, although they have a really attractive feature of being striated, maybe? They look kind of like, first I'm going to get this one ready for consumption. Okay, you can see that they look like a basketball or a melon with the natural uniform striations. Okay, each one of them with its stem. So, a knock at the door. Where were we? Natural uniform striations, okay, and vinegar is the carrier. So maybe when they're harvesting those tiny capers, it's a lot more labor intensive because this is obviously a caper that's been allowed to grow. So on the inside of it, I was pleased to see through the glass a strange collective of seed, and I'm going to bite into this one to see if we can experience it together. Yeah. Whoa. Okay. It's absolutely filled with crunchy seed. Kind of like a fig. Tart. Well, astringent. Tangy is what I mean. So the skin, you can see, or the filler, the matter that makes up the portion that's not seed, is firm textured. The skin, also of a firm texture. The seeds, positively crunchy, yielding, as a seed will, to my incisors. They are breaking into a great crunchy crumble. A milder taste than the capers I remember from the recent past. And maybe as an hors d'oeuvre, these would be really functional. I can't imagine adding them to any type of food item, but then again, that these traditions are lost to me from, I guess, the Mediterranean, where these are often eaten. Okay. This one has a little bit of a softer texture. Maybe a bit earlier in its development. Overall, pretty stimulating, but a little bit salty for my tastes. I suppose that a lot of these rustic things are heavily salted, and I do love salted things, and I'm sure I would get used to this. Okay, so let me show you the skin. It's almost like something from the Alien universe. You can see that the seed pod is translucent because some of the skin has been lost. Some of the outer skin. So pretty interesting. Oh, this one's yielding much more readily too. So I guess I got a crunchy one at the beginning. But yeah. Weird, huh? You don't want one of these erupting on your forehead before your big date. Okay. Cool. Interesting. I suppose they're best enjoyed when they're a little softer, not really quite so much crunch to the seed on the inside. I'm going to try to find a big one. Let's see. I'm going to eat two more. This one's a little more round. See if I can find one with some crunchy seeds once more. No, fully yielding, but you can really see that this one is filled with seed. Less matter. Less non-seed matter. And they look like little tiny kidney beans. Interesting. Unique, novel, but I wouldn't say it's going to be a product that's going to go into my rotation of snacking pickles. But definitely novel. And now for our final one. I've been looking for another one with developed crunchy seeds, but I guess it was just that top one. Yeah, here we go. A little bit crunchier. A little bit. Well, I like that. Varying texture. Okay, pretty cool. Interesting. Worth a try if you find them cheap. Novel experience. Tasty. Salty. The taste has a just strangely rooted in some earthen realm. Okay, now I'm doing these last so that my palate can be cleared with something that I'm more confident is going to be exciting to me. Some kosher dill pickles. This is the, let's see, the Stockmeyer brand. And they are from Germany. With vinegar, salt, mustard seed, garlic, dill, turmeric, cumin. Some of the foreign pickles have definitely, these are not your Vlasics or Mount Olive pickles. There's something else in there. The vinegar is a little bit more tart. It seems like a little bit of an off water taste, like a dirty water smell. Smell. Smells dingy. It's got a dishwater-like aroma with just some muddled herbs down in there. So let's see how the taste is. We do know that this is what we're in it for when we try these weird products. Beautiful looking cucumber. Fine warts covering the entire surface. Very yielding. It's a problem. I want some crispiness. Breaking down almost into a paste in my mouth. Not really even a semblance of a crunch. It's unsteady on its feet. There is a big problem here. I can almost squeeze it through my teeth. Like, it's that paste-like. I'm surprised the jar I bought wasn't just a peanut buttery mass. with pickle juice on the top. One more for good measure. I mean, the taste isn't all that disruptive. It's an attractive product. It smells like a vat of briny, poorly fermented homebrew pickles. If I made these on my counter, I'm sure I would think they tasted great because I would have followed them through their whole process. Okay. Ooh, well. That's some crunch. You want to hear? The first one out of both jars was the oddity. But I like that. When you're dealing with a product that's not just blandly uniform across every, single criteria, just the same coast to coast in every nation, always exactly the same. You're not dealing with something that's got its imbued naturalness still intact. So, well, much, much better. That's what it needed, was a little crunch. Let me see if I can evaluate the flavor. Not really very approachable, but pickles seldom are. Somewhere in the middle between an overly sweet pickle and an overly vinegary pickle with a low quality vinegar. I am tasting fermentation vat sort of film mixed with some mild earth. A suitable crunch. The skin, maybe the marbling. It tastes good on my palate. And this one seems to be even firmer than the others. That's why I always buy small pickles. There's more flavor. Always more flavor, and there's always more crunch too. And so, once again, barely any crunch, but more crunch than the first one. Getting more crunchy as I get to the tip. Well, maybe I'm especially sensitive today. My emotions are all over the place. How do I feel about these pickles? I don't think they're very good. The vinegar's a low quality. There's some off tastes and aromas. The integrity of these Caperberries is a little less in question. But as a snacking pickle, I'm warming up to it. I just can't get past that texture. Well, let this be a lesson when you go to your local Big Lots or you go to your local aftermarket retailer of wholesale goods. You're always going to come across stuff like this, and sometimes you hit the nail on the head, and sometimes, more often than not, you're disappointed. But it's always worth a try. It's fun adventure. It's when products go up against each other in the market, there's winners, there's losers, and it never is tied to the quality of the product. It's tied to market whims, the packaging, other things that can't really be quantified. But it's always fun to see what is out there, and that's what I enjoy about reviewing items, and it's why I do it and why I share these reviews. So thanks for watching this review of Pickles and Caperberries. Thanks.